Okay, as you can see here, I've got an assortment of textures and colors, and I'm just going to take pinches of it and I'm just going to randomly plant some around just to give it a little bit of break. And I'll try to hold the camera in one hand and actually let you see what I'm doing with the other. So let's just sprinkle a little bit and see what we got. These wants to fall right down. What I might have to do here is I can put it down and pat it. Okay, I'll do that. I got enough of what we'll call a tooth with that previous textures that I can just take some of these other colors, just kind of sprinkle them on and just kind of pat them down in. Then I'll take my wet water and wet glue and we'll just kind of sprinkle it in. Just randomly put stuff down just to give it some greenery. And we'll come back later with some trees. It's nice when you just randomly put a blend of colors so you're not locked in with one particular color, shade, and texture. Just alright, so I'm about out of my little pile of stuff. So I guess I'll shut the camera off. I'll reload my paper and I'll do a little more off camera and I'll come back. Okay, so I've come back, and as you can see here on our color palette, I've got a collection mixture of all various greens and browns, lights, tans, and textures. And so let me zoom in a little bit if I can. Yeah, okay. And so all I'm going to do is I'm going to take pinches of it and I'm going to apply it to our hillside, tap it down in a little bit so it stays, and when we get all done, we'll fix it down with some wet water and wet glue. So let me see if I can just set the camera where it's going to capture what we're doing. Okay, that looks pretty good. Alrighty, and I'll begin. Now where I see what I feel is too strong of one color, I'll come in with another color to go with it to kind of make a blend. So far, I'm happy with what's going on here. I had said in an earlier video, even though you put something down, don't worry about coming back to cover it too much, because all that ground color that we put down was all a base for this step here, so that some of that will show through. But we're getting a nice blend of color and texture, so it's looking natural and not like a textured garden. Some of the stuff that falls down on the edge, I'm not worried about that either, because there has to be all kinds of dirt, gravel, and rubble and talus all along the base of this hill too. And then when I come back later and do my ballast, that'll all blend in as well. Alright, so what I think I'm going to do now is dust off this rock a little. Okay. I got very little left on my paper, so I think I'm just going to kind of keep it aside. I was going to blow it into place, but I'm going to wait until I got some fixative down there to do that. So at this point here, I think I'm going to, I could continue up here some more, but I'm gonna spray this down with some wet water, follow with some wet glue, and then when I go up in here more, it'll stick a little better rather than just keep falling down off the mountain. Let me take care of that. Okay, we got wet water again, just alcohol and water. Just breaks the surface tension. A nice easy mist. I don't want to disturb anything. Nice easy mist. Okay. Trail. Okay. And let me just come in with some of my railroad glue, wet glue, Elmer's glue, water, alcohol. Might be a drop or two of dish soap in there too. I forget now when I made it up. I know I'm going to have to mix some up soon. It's getting really low. Shake it up a little bit, agitate the Elmer's glue in the bottom. And we'll give this a spray. Yeah, that's getting all on our trail. And fresh metal flowers that we put on earlier. Good. Saturate it down pretty good so it stays. I'm liking that. I'm liking it. Okay. And I'll let that go. Now that I've done that, now let me take what I've got here and I'm just gonna kind of blow it up on that hilltop. A little step stool to do this. Let's see how we go. Okay, so what I'll do at this point here, I'll take this green stuff here. It's a little coarse, it'll just kind of like pop it in place. want to put a little more of this meadow yellow up in this top area. Let me put a pinch and then press it down in. Now I'm going to come back with that glue again and fix that all down. We got this whole area down here to do. Okay, so we're back here. We can show you a little bit of the detail here now that the glue has dried up some. Got another product here I'm gonna mess around with a little bit. This is briar patch dry brown, these briars, and you just rip off a little piece, you pull it apart. I'll tell you what it looks a lot like. It looks a lot like a dried out vine from a cluster of grapes. Of course, the grapes don't have all the extra twigs on it, but it looks a lot like that. So what I did was I just broke a little tiny piece off of this one. And let's see, where did I put it? Ah, I just laid it right there. It's not glued, just laid it. So move it around a little bit, see what it looks like. Actually, it looks kind of nice right there. And all you do with this is just take some scenic glue. In my case, I'm using the Elmer's. And I'll put a little dab of glue. I'll set it right on there. And it found a home. So I'm going to shut this off for now. And we'll come back when we get some more done. Okay, so I put a little couple pieces of briars. Oh, I'm sorry to take you on that wild ride right there. Let me get this tripod folded up a little bit here. It's hitting the base. So I applied a little piece there. And I applied a little piece here. And it's hard to find it in the right there. Right in that area there. So really hard to show on camera what it looks like in person, but it's real stiff. It sticks up a little bit. It's looks like it would be in real life. It looked like it'd be full of thorns. So I got that. Another thing I'm going to mess around with, I bought a package of polyfiber, and that's right here. I haven't used this in quite some time. I'm going to have to mess with it, but my idea is, here, I'll sharpen it back up. My idea for the polyfiber is to adhere it on this edge and let it kind of hang down on this wall, simulating some vines. So let me open that package up, pull it apart a little bit and see what it looks like. Okay, so if it focuses, here's a piece of that polyfiber. It's real fluffy. And if I can mess with this on camera, it's wanting to stay sharp on the mountain. If you can pull this, you can pull on it, you can pull it apart. I'm thinking what's going to work on this stuff here really probably be hairspray. Probably rip a piece, hit it with some hairspray, and then put your ground cover on it, and then you can glue it where you're going to glue it. Let me just keep it like that for a moment. Turn this around. Come over here to my wall. It's all dark, you can't see anything. Here, I got some light. Okay, so you can see it right here. All I did was kind of like tangle it up into what I already put here. And it's kind of on the wall. And from this angle right here, it looks green. I'm thinking, what color? Oh, actually, it's right up here too. I might have to, I think I'm still gonna spray this and then sprinkle some ground foam on it to simulate some leaves. And I plan to glue that along this edge and let some of this grow or hang down, simulating like ivy or some sort of vine. I may also have to maybe adhere it to the bottom and glue it on the wall going up. I don't know. I'll play with it both ways and see which way looks best. Okay, so here we are, another day, and we're going to put some more greenery on our mountaintop. And what I have before me now is some green clump foliage. And you can break it apart, and you can make like little trees out of it. And so what my idea is, I'm going to take and put that paper clip, and that's going to pierce my landscape. I've got a pair of curved tweezers now that I picked up yesterday at the hobby shop to plant the vegetation. And when I put the hole in the ground, I'm going to use some Gorilla Super Glue rather than the white glue. And so, just to show what we're doing, I got this little tree here, okay? And so I'm looking up in my hillside where I might want that. And I'm thinking I might want it right around in this area, okay? Well, I'm going to pierce another hole right here. Try this again. Okay, now I see it. Pretty fragile. Of course, it doesn't want to stand up on camera. Oh, this is not working out at all. There we go. After so many tries, we finally got it. Right there. And I'm not gonna edit that mistake out. You need to realize that your best efforts sometimes don't go unpunished. Okay, so showing that, I'm gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut up a couple more, and we'll be back to it. I'm gonna put a hole in this bare opening here. Ream it just a little bit. Here's our little tree. It didn't really sharpen up. And there we are. Another tree. Short trees. And one thing I'm continuing to bear in mind when I'm doing this is, let me get a figure. I know trees, there's no scale, so to speak, in trees, but let me get a figure. You stand them in the scene, you can kind of get an idea of the size of the growth around them. And for HO, these are pretty decent sized shrubs. You want to be careful that you don't suddenly start planting stuff that looks like O scale at HO. These small trees, that there's probably about a 10-foot tree. That's considering probably this guy here, all these figures, they probably make them about 5'9", thereabouts, 5'7", 5'9". So I'm going to do some low trees, and then we'll get into some bigger single specimen trees to balance the scene. And so we'll turn this off for now, and we'll be back again. Okay, so you can see that 2 trees in the background there, okay? One was the clump foliage. I just left it in a clump, and there was enough of a stalk to where I could just pierce a hole, put some glue in the hole, and just stand it up in there. And then I got this. This was interesting. Their JTT product. It's a wire armature with some kind of, it's a soft, kind of like a yellow beige with a little hint of green in it. I don't really know what kind of tree it's supposed to be. I'm not that familiar with all kinds of trees. For some reason, aspen is coming to my mind, but I don't know if that's correct or not. You can put it in the comments if that's what it looks like. But anyway, it's on a wire armature with foam, and I picked out a couple of them, and they were a little sparse, so we twisted a couple together. And of course, they're on an armature, so you can shape them. And for that one there, I just took a small drill bit. Okay, I'm not even remember what size drill bit this is, fairly small. We just drill the hole, and I found that after I drill the hole, if I just lay a toothpick pointing at the hole, I won't have so much trouble finding the hole after. And just put a dab of Gorilla Glue in the hole, put it down in there, and just let it be. So we'll continue planting some shrubbery, and we'll be back. All right, so I got another one here. This was 2 trees, and put the stalks together, and gave it a light twist with a pair of needle nose pliers. And just looking at my landscape, I put it on a tweezer, and I'm thinking up around in this area here might be a nice place for it to live. And so I'm going to use that blue line as my reference. And again, I'm going to take a drill bit, and let me see if I can get up in here. There we go. Okay, let me turn it a little more so you're more in the center frame. All right, so I'm gonna put a hole here. There we go. Now, I'll take my toothpick. I'm gonna point it at the hole so I can find it easier, because we've lost the hole a couple times. There. Nice. And you just kind of blow the white plaster away. And if you need to put some clump foliage at the base of it, you can. But that's a pretty nice looking tree right there. Let me turn it just a little bit. That looks good. I like that position right there. That looks nice. Okay, so let me turn again a little bit. All right, so we got our 3rd tree, and it's a nice little one. And we're thinking it might look nice closer to that one for our pairing, a group of 3. left the drill bit in for right now, and get my toothpick here. Let's see. I've set it down. Well, I got this paper clip. I'll put the paper clip near the hole. We'll pull this out. We'll do our glue. The bottle of glue was covering the paper clip, or the toothpick. Okay, so there we go. Okay, Jan, turn that tree around to where it's a shape that looks good to you. And we'll stand back and look at it here and see. That looks really nice to me. Come back here and take a look and see what you. Oh, I like that.
I do too.
Yeah, that looks nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So once again, we're going to turn it off, and we'll be back again.